What were the founders thinking? Yeah, the founding fathers in this room right here. One of the questions, I've gotten this one 1,000 times, Mark, you probably have as well. You may be wondering this question yourself. Why change the Constitution? Don't mess with my Constitution. Didn't these guys get it perfect from the beginning? What would you say to that?
Well, I would say they knew they didn't get it perfect. Right? They said, we did the best we can, and we believe that other generations will add their wisdom later on. And so they created mechanisms for us to add, change, and make adjustments as we deem necessary.
Which we've done.
Yeah, and they understood, look, people aren't perfect.
Right.
None of us are perfect. Well, maybe my wife, other than that, right?
And my wife.
Okay, yeah, just want to,
yeah.
But they understood human nature, they understood the laws of nature, and they knew that we would have to adjust as time went by. That's why they gave us the mechanisms to do it. They didn't think the document was perfect at the time, and they never expected that we would get it perfect.
So we've amended the Constitution 27 times, right? And there are still things that sometimes, as times change, there might be, maybe government reacts in a wrong way or whatever the reason might be. Amending the Constitution is a necessary part of having a Constitution. That's what these guys believe.
Yeah, and I'll give you a real specific example that they didn't anticipate, which is kind of interesting to me, which is term limits. Now, I know a lot of you are in favor of term limits. I'll give you my honest opinion. I've kind of got a mixed feeling about it. But the reason the founders didn't even consider term limits really is because they believed in something called rotation in office. It was self-enforced. Like people at home would, if you wanted to stay, they would say no.
Yeah.
And the famous story about Lincoln wanted to stay in Congress. He liked being in Congress, and he wrote home to Springfield, said, I'm pretty good at this, and they said, come home. Right? I mean, so this is Abraham Lincoln.
The answer to you're pretty good at this is come home and do something else.
And so there was this system that just, it was a kind of a moral thing among them. We wanted regular people to go to Congress. We wanted them to come home and live under the laws they passed. They never anticipated that people would spend their entire career inside the swamp. So term limits is something we actually just need to talk about, and they gave us a mechanism whereby we can have these conversations.
All right, that was a great question.